Hi, I'm Jim Thomas. Welcome to Chicago's only fishing and hunting television show where you can be the winner. Today we're awarding hundreds of dollars worth of prizes for your questions. Stay tuned. Nice to have you with us. You know, sitting here at home, a fellow's thoughts sometimes just drifts off to recount some of the most memorable outdoor experiences of a lifetime. What one remembers about these events is that they are in such clear focus. The body responds to the sights, the sounds, the smells of ocean waters and salt sprays. The sun-toughened skin, muscles hardened by the pump and grind of heavy saltwater gear. The whine of the reels drag as the big fish takes line. Sometimes it's airborne and sinks back into the ocean. Just the mental recreations of the fight leaves the viewer spent, exhausted, nearly as much as the Marlin still flipping on the deck. The memories as vivid as the capture itself. Stay with us. When we return, we'll address the first viewer question sent to us this week. Our first question today is from Eric Bellany of Lombard, and he writes as follows. It's my understanding that down South America way in the Pacific Ocean, some of the greatest bill fishing of all exists. Is this true, and if so, could you show us something about it? Well, Eric, I have to tell you that many are hooked, but few are landed. Now, you'll notice we make a distinction between landing or boating and only just hooking and fighting a trophy saltwater fish. Now, there are not very many deep-sea game fish boated today that can exceed the record book trophies already registered. That's a challenge for today's sports fishermen. I'll tell you what, I had a friend just last year, and he landed a marlin off the coast of Peru, and it was a prize in anyone's book. Now, he fought the fish for hours, and it was the only trophy boated that day. Now, needless to say, the fish was mounted and shipped to the angler's home in Wisconsin. The mounted fish proved to be too long to fit into the angler's living room. What happened to the fish? Well, it's hanging there now after the carpenters added a couple of feet of wall. But let me show you firsthand what can be expected from a trophy deep-sea charter for marlin and swordfish down there.
Nothing different in the way of tackle or boat is required in the taking of the broadbill swordfish. The same type of standard deep-sea tackle will put you in business. The mate rigs a swordfish bait. Yep, that's a whole bonita. A big hook carefully laced inside gives you an idea of the sort of trouble our expert is looking for right now. The lookout spots one. There he is on the surface. Our expert gets into his battle gear and everybody goes into action. The bait goes over the stern. Will he see it? Will he take it? Will we hook him? At best, the odds are always 10 to 1 against hooking a sword and 100 or more to 1 against landing him. He hit it. Yes, he took it. Our expert strikes him. Is he still there? The line tightens. Yes, he's on. Our first broadbill. So darn mad, he tears up the surface. Though he's seldom bulldogs like most gladiators of the seven seas jump, their swords are like battle axes that will slice the toughest steel leader, and their mouths are so tender that one extra hard pull, one mistake, and the sword that might have been mounted on the wall back home will remain just an exciting memory. Sometimes it takes 6 or 8 hours of back-breaking struggle and all the work in the world to win a fight with a swordfish. Many experts never succeed. Even when he's finally brought in close to the boat, anything can happen, and usually does. It's not over yet. No, sir, not by any means. If he decides to go again, it may be hours before we get another glimpse of him, and the sharp line will slash through the mate's hands like a knife. But this time he was in to stay, but it took all hands to hold him. Finally, he's hauled hauled aboard. Boy, oh boy, are we happy. Well over 400 pounds of angry violence finally subdued. Landing a swordfish with rod and reel is one of the most difficult feats in any kind of fishing. Yes, sir. Nice going, fella. But hold on, folk. Don't go away. Our experts are just getting warmed up on this big stuff. Wait till you see what this bait brings forth. There he is, a striped marlin, and a big one. All right, partner, swing that boat around. And the invitation to trouble goes overboard. From here, it looks like things are really going to happen. The bait rides the surface. He's after it. Look out, he's got it. Okay, gal, strike him hard. That's it, lady. You've got yourself tied on to a lot of fish. And you ain't seen nothing until you've seen a big striped marlin go into his acrobatic routine either. Yes, 300 pounds of fighting fury tearing up the surface of that water. Just look at him go. Man! Say, who said fishing was just a man's sport? Take a tip from me, gals, and don't let the old man kid you. It's as much your game as tennis or golf. Don't let him get the best of you, lady. Hang on and pull for all you're worth. Boy, oh boy, what a fighter. She's getting him in close now, but you're never sure of these big marlin until they're gapped, and the rope is cinched around their powerful tail. And it takes block and tackle to haul him aboard. Yes, it seems impossible, doesn't it, that such a monster could be conquered by that little fishing line. Well, congratulations are certainly in order for this lady angler. But we're not stopping now. No, sir, we've still got that really big monster to get yet. But wait a minute. 2 marlin tailing on the surface. This is good luck. And without a moment's hesitation, our expert gets set for his second big battle of the day. The bait is tossed out, and the marlin are circled. Come and get it, big boy. One of them grabs it. And the hook is set. Away he goes and busts up the water like a series of depth charges. Watch these amazing slow motion jumps, and this is really a big fish. 30 feet into the air. Wow! There he goes again. Hold on to him, fella. It's do or die now. This bruiser just won't tame down. What a show of streamlined beauty and fight. Is he ready to give up? Not by a darn sight. Even after an hour and a half of this, there's never a let-up. Mate has the leader, and the gaff is set. But even then, the monster puts on a grand display of fight and fury. What a scrapping finish he puts on. He didn't hurt us, did he, my friend? No, sir, not much. Oh, my aching back. But it sure was worth it. 440 pounds, and every pound a bombshell of excitement. For spectacular display, you're really tops in all the briny deep, old boy, and we'll never forget the marvelous moment you've given us.
What did I tell you, huh? Many are hooked, but few are boated. Now, I hasten to add, on that particular film was made a number of years ago, as you probably could tell, and it was made at Cabo Blanco, Peru. At one time, that was the marlin and swordfish capital of the world. But what happened in recent years, the fishing boats, the longliners as they're called, had come in and taken quite a few of the bait fish away, and these big billfish migrate. They won't stay, obviously, in a place where they don't have food fish, and much of the fish that were caught for commercial purposes were food, that fish that the marlin and the swordfish, the gigantic billfish, fed on. So when the billfish, or rather when the food fish left, so did the billfish. That's called the Humboldt Current, and that whole current extends from Panama straight on down the west coast of South America. And believe me, at one time, the Cabo Blanco Marlin and Swordfish Club was among the tops in the world, a very exclusive club. I didn't belong to it. Would have loved to, but I wasn't eligible. But believe me, that's fishing that probably you'll never see again in that part of the world. And that, of course, holds true for many of our places around the world. What were good 10 or 15 years ago or more are either fished out for one reason or another. That's why we love to have these films, and we love to share them with you. So we thank you, Eric, very much for encouraging us to share those memories with you. Now here are your prizes. You'll receive a pair of Daiwa Black and Gold Series spinning reels with nearly 50 world records earned, along with 2 matching Daiwa Procaster SS graphite rods, strong but light and capable of feeling the slightest strike. Daiwa, committed to total quality. In addition, Eric, your name will be included in our 8th-week drawing to the famous Casba Lake Lodge in the Canadian Northwest Territories. Well, we'll be back shortly with more viewer questions, answers, and prizes. Not all outdoor sports take place on the water or from boats. Now, you can bet your bottom dollar that a lot of land lovers have their sport too. It's not necessarily on foot either, and it can be just as exotic and just as specialized and equally regional as any other game. Now, a sportsman never knows when he'll be invited to share with another outdoorsman a really specialized interest. For example, a recent letter from Dan Joseph of Westmont, Illinois says, Jim, I love the out of doors, and I like to spend my vacation reliving my image of the Southwest, riding horses and punching cattle and pursuing ranch predators with hounds. Now, this may seem like an unusual aspiration for a guy raised in downtown Chicago, but it was watching shows like yours when I was a kid that got me hooked. Well, Dan, I don't know about that kid business, but I'm still here, and I'm very happy I'm here, and I'm glad I'm in Chicago, too, by the way, on the air. I had a similar dream, and you can imagine how thrilled I was when being invited to film a mountain lion hunt in New Mexico several years ago. The purpose of the hunt was to replace a male mountain lion for the captive breeding program of an eastern zoo. It may even have been the Chicago Zoo who had requested to capture. Anyway, there were horses and hounds and cowboys. Well, wait a minute. I'm getting ahead of myself, Dan. It just might be easier to show you.
Yes, this is no sport for an amateur, nor is it a chase that is designed for the fellow who wants to get in his adventures the easy way. This is a real He-Man hunt, one that calls for excellent physical stamina. Sometimes you've got to ride your 30 mount for hours on end across rugged terrain, through gullies and over tree-covered peaks before your trusty hounds finally locate a trail warm enough to follow. But this country has a certain quiet beauty about it that keeps calling a man back and back again.
Few men have been lucky enough to taste the tenseness of hunting the great mountain lion, whose very temperament one minute filled with curiosity and hatred the next. This is one of the most unpredictable animals in the wilds. You never know what he might do. He had never been known to attack a man, but then how can we know for sure that at any moment he may decide to become the exception rather than the rule? The hunted very easily could become the hunter. The dogs are acting excited now. They're near a trail. It's pretty difficult to fool these veterans. There it is, a monstrous track. Come on, boys, come on. Yo, come on, okay, come on.
Yeah, go. Yeah, go. Go. Yeah, go. Come here. Go.
They've got him, and now look at him take off. Yes, now watch one of the most exciting contests ever recorded on motion picture film. The huge cat, knowing that the pack is overtaking him, heads for higher ground in an effort to elude his pursuers, but in so doing traps himself. He has no choice now except to back against the mountain ledge and give fight to his tormentors. And any dog careless enough to get within reach of his fangs and claws will be mauled. The object here is to capture the cat uninjured, but it's impossible to keep some of the dogs from lunging in for the kill. But each time the big hounds are beaten back by a mighty swipe of the lion's paw. Extreme caution must be exercised here. If that bundle of maddened cougar ever decided to make a break for it, somebody could be seriously injured. The men frantically try to call off the dogs, but to no avail. They'll not leave until the cat is either killed or taken out of their sight. The idea here is to rope the cat around the neck and then try to tie him up so they can safely cart him away. This is a task set aside only for experts. Now he's got him, and now it's hold on or else. The boys are taking no chances. That 30-30 is always trained on the fighting animal just in case. Look out, he's got one of the dogs. Finally exhausted, or at least he appears to be, he allows his captors to get in close to tie him up. And now the real job begins. That does it. That does it. That jacket over his head will calm him down. A fantastic chase, never to be forgotten, I'm sure, by the participants as well as the spectators. And as you just saw, Mr. Joseph, sometimes dreams of exotic places doing unusual things do come true, just as your opportunity to win an all-expense-paid trip to the famous Cabo Lake Lodge in the Canadian Northwest Territories during a drawing of letter contributors later in the series. Thanks for your letter, Mr. Joseph. Here are your prizes. A pair of Daiwa Black and Gold Series spinning reels with nearly 50 world records earned, along with 2 matching Daiwa Procaster SS graphite rods, strong but light and capable of feeling the slightest strike. Daiwa, committed to total quality. And we will be right back. Well, as you probably gathered by now, folks, this program is put together solely from your questions and letters. You send us a question about anything concerning hunting and fishing. We'll do our very best to answer it for you on this program. And if your question is used, you'll receive hundreds of dollars worth of prizes. But what's even more exciting is the fact that even if your question is not used, you're still in the running to win our great jackpot prize, which will be awarded to one of you lucky viewers every 8 weeks. Yes, that's right. Every letter written to this program will be placed in our Jim Thomas Outdoor mailbag right here at the station, from which one name will be drawn on our program every 8 weeks. If your name is pulled, here's what you'll receive: a 9-day trip for 2 to the famous Cabo Lake Lodge, located in the ruggedly beautiful Northwest Territories of Canada. It's a trip worth writing for, and we'll tell you a great deal more about it in future programs. You just write. It's easy. Just send your question to me at Jim Thomas Outdoors, 38 South Peoria, Chicago, Illinois, 60607. Remember, the easiest hunting and fishing in the world is right here at Jim Thomas Outdoors, 38 South Peoria, Chicago, Illinois, 60607. Right today. That's it for now. Hope you enjoyed the program as much as we did bringing it to you. Enjoy our great outdoors. Don't forget those good manners. See you next week. So long. Best of luck to you all.